Okay, I'm back. Okay, so as you can imagine, this has been a very full day, and you probably have lots of questions about the work that all of the different Category A's are doing in regards to their local subrecipients and their communities. And as you know, we had a little bit of tight time to talk about all the great work. So what we wanted to provide this opportunity for is to kind of give you some of those success stories. We can't talk about everything, but we really want to share some examples of what each of the three national organizations, what they've done, and kind of get you thinking. So therefore, when we move up to the 41st floor for our networking event, you can continue that discussion about how we can work together as it relates to rural communities, as it relates to communications, as it relates to coalition development and sustainability. So keep that in mind. All right, so what I want to do here is just really, again, promote Plan for Help. They have a number of resources that are open to everyone. So here is just really, encouraging to go to their website and learn more about all the great work that they're doing as it relates to planning and health. Here is the listing of all of their coalitions that are funded. And here are some of those success stories as it relates to planning and health. And last but not least, what we want to encourage you to do is be a part of their peer learning network, because it's open to all. So if just because you're not being funded through the American Planning Association doesn't mean that you can't participate in the peer learning network, okay? All right, cool. Now we're gonna do a video. And this
13 years ago, I had a stroke. A life-threatening illness for Tamika Quinn, who grew up in a food desert, an urban area in which it is difficult to buy affordable or good quality fresh food. Quinn and her family travel long distances just to get fresh food. It would take hours. You definitely would have to wait on each bus, to transfer from one bus to the next. With Thanksgiving nearly here, I got a list of items, groceries, heart-healthy meals from the American Heart Association to see what I could find in this Norfolk food desert. For many people that live in food deserts, they have just a higher chance of getting diet-related illnesses. This gas station on Tidewater Drive had only a run-of-the-mill gas station items. At the Family Dollar across the street, though, we did find canned collard greens, corn, and green beans, but nothing in the way of fresh food or fruit. Not far away at D&M Neighborhood Store, owner Darwin Gardner tells us he used to stock fresh fruit. But I was older than a while. So Gardner made a business decision to stop stocking it. The American Heart Association now trying to break an often generational link to unhealthy eating, highlighting on the day centered on family and food. Prepare the Thanksgiving meals with ease and not worry about where they're going to go and get all the different materials. And the nutrition and having that access to the healthy food is crucial. Well, the closest supermarket in the area where we were was a few miles away. Now, the nonprofit group, the Food Trust, released a report showing 480,000 children in Virginia alone live in lower-income communities with limited supermarket access. Look for this story on 13newsnow.com. There you'll find a link to the American Heart Association Mid-Atlantic and see a map of the food desert locations in Norfolk and in Portsmouth. Lucy?
Okay, so that's just one example of, in this case, how the American Heart Association has tried to really address the food desert issue, and really looking at how public transportation planning can be a part of that, how you create healthier environments, and also thinking about when you're working in urban communities, how that all works together in regards to having access to healthy foods and beverage options, how they get to it, what's available when they do get to the store. May that be a corner store, or often referred to as food corner stores. Heard that concept. And so also thinking about how can this all work together in the sense of providing the opportunity for creating those healthy environments. So that's just one example of the things that could be done. All right, here's another video. This one is for APA.
Development, the American Planning Association, and the American Public Health Association to set up one day of traffic calming. And the basic premise is we just want to see what people respond to.
Plan for Health is a CDC-funded grant from the American Planning Association and American Public Health Association. Dutchtown is the kickoff event for us while we do one in the Ville/Greaterville, Condolet, and Jeff Neighborhood.
The purpose of this project is really to help people in St. Louis understand what traffic calming is and how we could redesign streets to be more welcoming of activity, to get people out walking, biking, and kind of enjoy public space.
The speeding happens all the time, and it makes a very unsafe place for many of us who walk, and actually so many of our families around here do walk. This particular area over here, I think, has about 30% of households without access to a car. So walking, pedestrian safety is a very, very, very important part of our neighborhood.
Many of our students walk to school. We currently only have 4 buses, and so it's important that our school students arrive safe to school each and every day. And it makes it difficult when we have people that are going by that just choose not to stop for whatever reason. We've had so far this school year 3 accidents that didn't involve anyone from our school, but just accidents that occurred right behind here on Bates.
It's real busy. It never stops. It's hard to get them to pay attention when I'm like right tucked in right here. I think it's people from around the city. This seems like a tunnel almost. Like people just take Bates to get to the main spot that they're trying to get to.
A lot of residents in our community feedback let us know that this is an area that a lot of residents live on, but cars are always traveling very fast. Today's been really great with the feedback because we found out this area actually has a lot of rich history to the community, so we're happy to be here to really slow down the streets and bring this neighborhood back to what it used to be.
The goal is to just open people's minds to what would be possible and expose them to new, urban design layouts. Maybe that could lead to recommendations on actual infrastructure.
I am talking with the drivers as they approach the middle median. I've had a lot of 14 and 15s and 19 and the highest so far has been 21.
3 days ago, a guy comes flying this way and there's 2 other guys flying that way, running right through the stop signs, and he hit like 3 cars on this side of the street, which are my neighbors, and a car that was coming through the stop sign. He hit the car too and kept going.
The best that can come out of it is that community members, like follow up and say, hey, what's going on with that? Is something going to happen? And that we get a response from organizations like John and in the city in terms of actually implementing something.
It's been going really well. We've got people talking to us, people kind of seeing their streets in a new way. We've gotten some elected officials and engineers out. It's been great. Everything you see here on the street will be available in the future for other groups and other neighborhoods to explore traffic calming on their own. We're going to store all of the stuff and make it publicly available. We're going to have sets of sample plans so people can figure out how to set it up on their own and how to get the permits so that they can do this in their neighborhood and get their aldermen interested in building safer, slower streets.
Okay, so as you can see, this is yet again another example of how you create a built environment for a healthy environment, ultimately, ideally providing safe routes to school, right? Like walking to school concept, and also thinking about how you get the community involved, because who has the greatest voice? It's not a trick question. I'm just making sure you're still with me here. It's the community. And so getting them involved in the work that you're doing is definitely going to help sustain the work that you're doing beyond this initial funding period. And what we're really hoping is that within taking this, this project period funding to really leverage the future work that you're going to do. And so really taking this time to get the data that you need to help you support to get future funding. All right, we have another video. This one is from the National WIC Association. Okay, so now here is an example of promoting breastfeeding and all the how the WIC how we can support efforts to create a friendly environment for mothers who choose to breastfeed. So this is just again another example of how to support your communities of women and children, or in young children, I should say. So this is, again, just trying to get you thinking about like, oh yeah, because this is, you're starting off, so we want to get you like thinking about, yeah, we're going to take on the world, but pace yourself, okay? Pace yourself. Don't go too fast. You got to have clear focus so you can have great outcomes, and being really intentional and strategic about the work that you do is going to be critically important to your success. Okay, so we're going to do another video, and this one is from the American Heart Association.
That's according to Shape of the Nation 2016 report, which highlights the state of physical education in each state. Each state has different standards to keep kids active at school. Wisconsin requires students in kindergarten through 12th grade to take PE classes, but does not require a specific number of minutes. But the American Heart Association and Shape America recommend 150 minutes of exercise per week or 30 minutes a day.
What shows here in Wisconsin is that we really need to pick up the pace. We need to do a better job of helping get kids active and healthy.
The American Health Association says it's always good for students to get exercise outside of the classroom.
I'm done.
Okay, so just pop quiz. How many minutes? 30 minutes a day or 150? All right, you got it? All right, just pick, that was a pop quiz here. Trying to see if you're paying attention here. Okay, so again, this is another example of PSE change as it relates to increasing physical activity opportunities, particularly in the schools. This could happen not just in the schools, this could be at local community-based organizations, this could be at work sites. So think about how you can get multiple settings to do things like this. This is just one example of many examples. Okay, we have another video, and this one is from the American Planning Association. Okay.
Eastern Highlands Health District, EHHD for short, is the public health department for 10 towns of eastern Connecticut. These towns are Andover, Ashford, Bolton, Chaplin, Columbia, Coventry, Mansfield, Scotland, Tolland, and Willington. EHHD is committed to enhancing the quality of life in its communities through the prevention of illness, promotion of wellness, and protection of our human environment. Our rural region of eastern Connecticut is rich in natural beauty. With acres of forest and protected land, there are many multi-use trails and public parks that offer abundant opportunities for walking and hiking, biking, tennis, swimming, fishing, boating, and hunting. Many residents take part in these and other activities available to them by our well-resourced region. However, for those residents who live on busy rural routes, walking on the road is not a safe option, and cycling can be dangerous. In a recent needs assessment of residents within our region, community members in 9 out of the 10 towns feel their town does not have a village center that is inviting to pedestrians, cyclists, and families who want to play. Sandy footpaths are more common than sidewalks. And bicycle racks and pocket parks are practically non-existent. Strip malls, small housing developments, and cul-de-sacs that dot the landscape are relatively disconnected from each other. These factors lead to reduced physical activity among residents, and reduced physical activity is a leading contributor to chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. These problems may seem unamendable, that these are just the cost of living in the beauty of the quiet corner. However, these costs come with some hidden consequences. In interviews with members of our community, town officials felt that many of our local resources go untapped by residents. In fact, one town official said that there are people who live in this town who have never been to the town green. They just get on the highway and go to work and then come home. This can negatively impact the small town character most of us work hard to uphold. Another town representative noted the pressure that policymakers feel regarding a ban on drive-through restaurants. That was a very conscious decision which we take a lot of criticism for, he said. He went on to say that the hope is that you won't get a fast food chain, that you'll get something more apt to be a farm to table. And we are a farming community. We have lots of farms. While a few residents in this town have considered the ban on drive-throughs as limiting economic development, it has served to promote safer roads, promote connectedness through active transportation, as well as improving access to local businesses. These examples and many others show how planning and zoning decisions can either erode or support small town character, as well as the engagement and physical activity of our residents. Thankfully, there are solutions to these challenges. Town planners and planning commissions have a significant impact on their community structure, as well as community health. They influence a variety of factors, including housing diversity, commercial development, interconnectedness of buildings and homes, traffic flow, and safety. These factors directly influence opportunities for physical activity and access to healthy food. And the good news is, no one has to do this alone. All across the country, coalitions and partnerships are forming to support this important work. And Eastern Connecticut is taking part. In 2015, EHHD, in partnership with the Connecticut chapter of the American Planning Association, was awarded funding with the Plan for Health grant program. Plan for Health is funded by the American Planning Association and American Public Health Association. The program is designed to bring together the public health and town planning sectors of the community in order to support creative partnerships to address issues of community health that are impacted by land use policy. The EHHD's Community Health Action Response Team, called CHART for short, has taken the reins on the Plan for Health project. The action plan focuses on improving health in the region by advocating for local policy changes that promote healthy behaviors. CHART members identified that local planning and zoning commissioners in small Connecticut towns are key community leaders that, if given the practical tools, can positively impact population and public health. In order to do this, CHART developed strategies to promote local public health planning partnerships. This process led to the development of an online toolkit designed to provide public health tips, tools, and resources that are tailored for small town planning commissions and other local advocacy groups. The toolkit is currently in production and will be available online this spring. Please be on the lookout for free workshop invitations featuring the online toolkit. EHHD, CHART, the American Planning Association, and the American Public Health Association are committed to fostering a mutually beneficial partnership with you and your town. Let's work together to put short and long-term public health goals on our town planning agenda. Whether you are a resident, an elected official, or a member of the town commission, you can help increase healthy decisions in our region that positively impact physical activity and access to healthy food, as well as continue to promote the ideals and values of our small rural towns.
Okay, so here again is another example about biking. How many of you like to ride your bike? Great, me too. What's going on this side of the room? Just a few. Or perhaps your New Year's resolution in April is, I'm gonna at least ride my bike or rent a bike to ride it at least once a month. How about that? Okay, all right. Well, I tried. I'm trying to convert this side of the room to become bike riders like us over here, right? Okay, the other thing they talked about in this video is looking at the online toolkit, which I think will be useful to a number of groups here, as well as the farm to table, another concept of, really trying to increase healthy food options in communities. Some of the last and final video, because I know you're like, okay, how many videos she's got? This one is from the National WIC Association, is very short, it's on healthy foods. So that's our last and final video. However, what I wanted to do is just really get you to thinking about. You wanted to know about what others have, the cohort 1, what they've been able to accomplish. Here is just a small snapshot of the great work that cohort 1 has been able to accomplish and their successes. Now, what we're hoping is in a year's time, we can say the same about cohort 2, which we know we will, and really being able to create this environment where we're exchanging and working with, within our states and our local communities as relates to creating that healthy environment for healthy food and beverage options, as well as creating a smoke-free environment, and most importantly, trying to increase physical activity among all of our communities. And how one example that can be done is allowing opportunities and looking at how we can strengthen community and clinical linkages in regards to creating that base to help prevent chronic diseases. So this, again, is just trying to get you to thinking about it. So as we go again to the 41st floor for our networking event, this will create an opportunity for you to talk about some of the things that you've seen here and thinking about how you all can work together. So I'm going to turn it over to Elaine to wrap us up.
I'll follow up after you.
Okay. You sure? Whatever you say.
Wow, are you fired up yet? Are you tired out yet? I saw one baby over there. She's tired out, huh? Well, we're really grateful to, for all of those examples because I think they're creative, concise, and compelling in many ways. And tomorrow you'll get an opportunity to talk with other communications experts to give you ideas of how you might want to integrate some of the core messages you're putting together for your communities and getting them out there to local media. Well, you've been very hard at work today. We started out with talking with our Category A organizations. You got to meet a lot of people and find out where some of these folks are located with common interests. We heard from all 5 organizations about their resources and their activities that can help support the work that you're doing and the passion that we have for the work that you're doing. A lot of excellent buzz going on thanks to our Batman facilitator this afternoon and your willingness to share and be engaged. So thank you very much for that. We hope you'll continue networking tonight. We got some great food, great view upstairs. If you come up with us to the 41st floor, have about till about 6:30 just to share and network and get a little bite to eat before you go out and stroll the avenue tonight. Getting ready for tomorrow, just to bring you back here at 8:45. We'll be convening again for day 2. It's going to be a long day, so please do try to get some rest tonight. Don't go out on the town too much. We have a great keynote and great panelists tomorrow morning. It's going to be a very full morning, and then we'll have lunch, heart healthy lunch, and we'll be able to break into those concurrent sessions that David mentioned to you and give you some thought about among people on your team what you'd like to attend tomorrow afternoon. Then we'll come back here again for some team time in the afternoon to get you all back together. And we'll conclude day 2. I just want to put a final reminder for those that would like to have some ride sharing back to the airport on Wednesday as we conclude that you can sign up at our registration desk. So if you want to be able to plan to go with other folks that are, planning or going around the same time you are, which is approximately 2 hours before your departure, we'll be happy to help you arrange that. So thanks again for all your attentiveness today, and I'll turn it over to David.
I just wanted to say, on your tables, everyone should have what is a ticket to the networking reception. All right, so make sure you get your tickets to the networking reception, and they just so happen to have questions on them. All right, and the intention is that you ask that question of everyone that you would engage. Watch out for the speaker. Watch the speaker again. Everyone that you would engage tonight. So that's your question. That's your one question. You don't have to write a written report for tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good time. And that is it. Good evening. See you at the reception.